Okay, done. Okay, thank you. Okay, just click on close, guys. That's it. The patch is removed from your database engine service, replication, and full text. These three are specific, right? So it was removed from all the components. All the components means particular SQL Server database engine and replication and full text search, guys. So this is how we have to remove the patch. Clear? Any issues, any doubts, please? Okay. Do you want me to remove one more time, guys? We have one more instance. Do you want me to remove one more time? This is not recorded, right? Let me remove one more time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let
Yes,
me
yes,
remove one
please.
more
Yes.
time. Yeah. Okay. So again, go to the app.cpl, guys. Right? Just refresh it. Now let me show you this Madhu_Azure. It is showing 3430, right? Let me refresh it. It will go to the backward compatibility, which is 1000.169. It won't go. Why? Because we haven't removed, right? If you see here, if I am refreshing itself, right click refresh also, it is showing the current patch only 3430.2. And if you see, we just removed from this instance, right? So that's why it is showing the old, the RTM. Let's remove from this instance, guys. Okay. So go to appage.cpl, just refresh it again. Okay. Right. Again, you can see, guys, don't think one more copy will be there. In this copy only, you can see multiple instances. So for other copy also, again, you have to double click on this instance only, this component only, hotfix for SQL Server 2017, which is on Microsoft SQL Server 2017 64-bit. Double click on it, guys.
That is cumulative updated 28.
Yes,
Sir.
correct. Guys, in the same way, we'll remove SP also. How we removed cumulative update, in the same way, we'll remove service pack also. There, on behalf of this cumulative update file, you can see service pack file, and you can double click on that. You can select that file and you can remove. See here, it is asking for restart of the computer. We have to restart the computer, guys. Okay, we have to restart the computer. So without restarting, we cannot do this, but we can bypass it, guys. Guys, the solution is you have to restart and you can try. But without restarting, we can fix this issue. Okay, but don't do this thing on your organization, guys. Just to save the time, I am going to bypass this restart. Let me show you that one. We have to open this one, guys. What is that? We have to open this binaries. Anyone remember the shortcut, guys, to open the binaries? Something.ms will be there. What is that? Just 1 minute, guys. Let me recollect. After so many years, I am bypassing this restart. To open the binaries, anyone remember the shortcut, Sanjeev? Do you know what is the shortcut? Command, yes, there is a command. What is the shortcut to open the binaries, guys? Something edit secpol.msc like that. There will be one command, guys. Resedit, very good. Resedit. Okay, resedit. Just open the resedit. Okay. HK local machine. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
System current control set control. Okay. So there you can see one key. These are the keys, guys. Don't change in the organization. Don't do anything in the organization. Just here to practice, I am doing this. Pending file rename operations. One file will be there. One key will be there. Pending file rename operations. Current control set. Just click on the current control set. Can you see anything? No, right? Pending file rename under control.
Under control, sir.
Under control. What is the option, guys? Session manager. Session manager only.
Yes, sir.
Session manager.
Session manager, sir.
Session manager only,
Pending
guys.
file rename
Again,
operation.
yeah. Again,
Pending
guys,
file, sir.
let me show you. Okay, HK local machine. In that you will get system. In this system, yes, system. If you expand system, you can see current control set. If you expand the current control set, you can see control.
Control.
Yeah. In the control, you can see, if you go down, you can see session manager, guys.
Session manager.
See session manager. Okay, there you can see pending file rename operations.
No.
Don't
Double
delete
click
this
on
key. Don't delete this key. This key, just modify it. It will open. Okay, delete this data. Just delete this data. Click OK, guys. Okay, don't do these things in the organization. Don't open reset it will corrupt your system. Just to save the time now, I just bypassed the restart check, guys. Okay, let me go to the setup file again. This restart computer is failed and you cannot see next button, right? I told you right earlier, even though one check is failed, the next button will be grayed out. Let me rerun now. See here, it was passed now. Okay, this is how we are going to bypass it. But again, uh, touching the reset it is very risky in the organization. Just for your practice, you can use it. Now I am going to remove from these. Okay, why? Because I don't have any other instance. Only this is the instance, and this instance is using the shared features. So I can remove shared features. No instance is there to use the shared features, right? So I can remove patch from this shared features also. So select the instance and the shared features. Go to next and go to
Selected,
next.
sir.
Yeah, it was selected.
Okay.
It was the first instance is
Yeah, selected.
this is Madhu Azure. Okay, we cannot select it. It was already removed. Okay, so let me go to next, and you can go to next immediately. No issues. No need to wait, and click on remove, guys. I'm not sure this time you will get MSP missing error, but let's see.
Yes, sir. Already we downloaded the software.
Yeah, we have downloaded and we have attached it, right? So
Yeah, sir.
this setup window can remember it. If not, again, if you got, you're lucky enough. I'll show you how to fix it. Okay. Any questions, guys, in removing the patch?
So the word meaning rollback and uninstall is same, sir?
Both are same. Rollback and uninstallation both are same. Rollback means going back. Okay.
Yeah,
Roll
yeah,
forward
okay,
means going
Sorry?
forward.
Okay, sir.
Please mute it. Sorry. Any questions, guys? In the meantime, what we can do, let it remove. Okay, so in the meantime, let me go to this browser. Okay, IO. Yes, we'll discuss security concept from today onwards. Very important concept, guys. You have to listen carefully. Otherwise, you will be confused, guys, and you have to practice on the same day. Otherwise, definitely you are going to be confused while practicing this. Okay, what we can say, batch 42, right? While practicing the security concepts, guys, right? So earlier, if you remember or not, we have two types of authentication modes, right? Can anyone tell me what are those authentication modes?
Mixed
Windows
mode
authentication
and
and
weak
mixed
authentication.
mode.
authentication.
Very good. So now I'll show you how developers will connect to the SQL Server, how DBAs will connect to the SQL Server. Okay, I'll show you in a pictorial way. Let me check whether we got that error. No, we are not getting. There is a chance now. Let's see. No, we are not getting this. You did not get any error. Okay, no issues. Okay, if anyone got the error, okay, we'll discuss it, guys. Okay, you can try it from your side. If anyone got the error, then you can share your screen, then I'll show you how to fix that error. Okay, we'll record that one. Okay, we did not get any error. Let me close this window. Let me refresh it, and then we'll proceed for the security, guys.
Here error means that MSI file, sir.
Yes, .msf file, missing MSF file.
If you get that error, directly we can go for browser as we have SQL Server 27
If you have
software.
SQL Server software, go to the browse option, go to that particular software in which drive it was mounted, and which file is missing. There you can see in the bottom, just copy that file and search in that particular drive. Okay, that particular software. In the top, you can see search bar. Hit enter. You can see whatever missing files are there. You can see all the files. Double click on the exact file name. It will replace the missing file. That's it. And the uninstallation will be proceeded.
Okay, sir.
Right, okay, done. So it was removed from all the shared components and specific components also. This is the summary file which was generated. You can see this summary file also. Close it. And you can see here 3430.2, right? Let me refresh it. It will go to 1000.169. Okay, so this is how you have to remove the patching, guys. Okay, right, fine. So let me jump into this. Okay, so in the organization, how the security will be for SQL Server, how people are going to log into the SQL Server, how many types of authentication modes are there, what is Windows authentication, what is SQL authentication, how the Windows and SQL authentication will work, we'll discuss, guys. Okay, so let me this one. Okay, done. This is one Windows server. Okay, and this is your organization. Imagine this is your organization. Let's name it as a Accenture, guys. Okay. This is your organization, Accenture company. In this organization, we have one Windows server. Okay. SQL server. Let's try with SQL with Windows. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. This is your Windows server, guys. In the Windows server, we have SQL server. Okay. So in the Windows server, we have SQL server. This is your SQL server. Okay. Done. So how DBS will usually log into the SQL server, guys? How DBS will be logged into the SQL
Using
server?
management studio, sir.
Right. Using management studio only. Everyone will log into the SQL server using management studio only. Right. So here first we'll log into the Windows machine. Agree? Agree?
Sure.
Or else let me go like this. Okay. This is your Windows machine itself. Windows machine itself. This is your Windows server. And let me remove this one now. Okay. To avoid the confusion, let me do that. Okay. Right. This is your Windows server. This box is your Windows server. In this Windows server, we have SQL server, guys. In this Windows server, we have SQL server. How DBS will log into the SQL server? First, DBA will be connected to the Windows server. First, he will be connected to the Windows server. Okay. So let me go with one user. Right. Done. Okay. So you are a DBA. Imagine Ankam. This person is Ankam. Okay. Ankam. Right. So now Ankam wants to connect to this database server. The database server IP address is 10.25.69.87. Okay, this is the database server. To this database server, Ankam wants to connect. Okay, done. So what Ankam will do, we know, right? So here we have an IP address. By using IP address, we have entered into the Windows server, right? Agree? Right. So Ankam
Yes.
gave MSTSC in his laptop and he just connected to the Windows server. Now Ankam entered into the Windows server. This is the server. Ankam entered into the Windows server, guys. Now he just entered into the Windows server. Imagine there is no management studio. Okay, guys, once we got this screen, what we have to select, guys? Yes or no, or cancel?
If you want to save, you can click yes or else no.
Guys, see, these are the regular queries. We don't want to save usually. Okay, you can click no.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
automatically it will be closed. If
Automatically
you click
save,
yes, again it will ask you to save the location and all, file name and all. Okay, right. So now Ankam logged into the machine. This is his machine, or else let me 20, 185, 184, 12, right? Let me rename like that only. In that case, MSTSC, I'll get the IP address. 20, right? 2184. It was not there. Okay, done. 20 dot 184 dot 184 dot 185 184 dot 12 185 dot 184 dot 12. Yes, this is the Windows server. Okay, to this Windows server, Ankam logged into this Windows server, guys. Once Ankam logged into this Windows server, this is called Windows authentication. What is Windows authentication? If you directly logged into the Windows server, that is Windows authentication. While logging into the server, it will ask username and password, right? Agree? While logging into the server, it will ask username and password, right? Means you are giving Windows machine credentials, right? If you are logged into the Windows machine using Windows credentials, that is Windows authentication. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
If you logged
Yes.
into the Windows machine using Windows credentials, while see here usually this is the 20.185.184.112. Once if you give the IP address, if you click connect, it will ask the password, right? This password is Windows user password, guys. Once you give the password, you will enter into this machine like this. Okay, so means you are trying to enter into the machine by using Windows credentials. So that is called Windows authentication. Guys, can now Ankam connect to the SQL server?
Yes.
If you know.
Yes, sir. If you
IP
install the
address.
instance, we can connect.
Correct.
Okay, right. So let me go like this. This is the SQL server. Okay, so Ankam logged into my Windows machine. So Ankam can connect to the SQL server, right?
Yes.
Everyone,
sir.
is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What is the prerequisite, guys, if I want to log into the SQL server?
Sir, window
You have
user,
a password, sir.
window credential
Username.
must
SQL
be have.
server.
Okay, you are
And
able to log into the Windows machine. So everyone who can access Windows machine can connect to my SQL server.
Yes, sir.
Is it?
no,
That's what it is.
Sir,
he need
window
passwords.
authentication is
Password.
We need to
Listen
RDP
carefully.
connections. No?
Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Okay. So this is my SQL server. Let me open SQL server, guys. Again, SSMS. Listen carefully. Nothing is there, guys. If anyone connect to the SQL server, what should be there in the SQL server, guys? Earlier in the beginning of the classes, we have discussed.
In
What should
Windows
be?
mode, we can connect directly, sir. Windows authentication mode.
Server.
Okay. Guys,
Sir,
if you
sir,
remember,
sir,
guys, if you remember, while installing the SQL server, in the authentication screen, if anyone remember, in the authentication screen, we'll have an
Yes,
option,
sir.
add current
Yes, sir.
user.
We added
server
account,
and
sir.
SQL server and Windows.
Windows
We
authentication, very
added-
good. Okay.
Windows mode and mixed mode.
Below to that, the authentication SQL server and mixed mode authentication. Below
add
to that,
current user or
very
add
good.
user or remove
Add user, add current
Hmm.
user. If I don't add anyone there, what is the impact?
Sir, no will be connected to
connect
SQL server.
Very good, excellent. If I add anyone there, what is the change in the SQL server?
He can provide access to other.
Multiple
Only
accounts
that
can
person will
connect.
access the SQL server, sir.
Right. When you click on add current user or when you click on add button, and if you add any people, logins will be created in the SQL server for that person. Then only he is able to connect to the SQL server. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Without that login, if I don't choose add current user in that screen, no one can log into the SQL server, even though you might be a Windows admin, even though you might be a company CEO. A login should be there in the SQL server, then only you are able to connect to the SQL server. Guys, mobile net banking. If you go to any company on the first day itself, they will give you one kit, banking kit. Are you able to open that log into the net banking using the credentials that they gave on the first day immediately?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
what they are going to do, they will tell you, sir, please wait for 2-3 days. They are going to, our backend team is going to activate your account. What is meant by activation?
Creating a
Good.
Add the
You
our
got the new SIM. You got the new
That-
SIM, and once you inserted the new SIM, immediately can you do the calls and all? Can you do the calls
No,
and
sir.
can
No,
you
sir.
receive the calls? No.
no, so they should
No
activate this.
activation.
Take some time to activate the SIM. What is this activation, guys? In the bank
Activate
the SIM.
database, they will create one entry for you. Agree? They will create one entry also. So and so Ankam, from this day onwards, from this minute onwards, his username is this one, his password is this one. Then only the default password that they gave it to you, you are able to log in. Means they are going to create an entry in the database. So while logging in, they will check whether Ankam gave proper username or not, proper customer ID or not, proper password or not. Once both are matched, then only Ankam can log into the HDFC net banking. Agree? Means if I want to log into Gmail, first of all, I should have account, right? What you are saying, without Gmail account, you are trying to access Gmail. Is it possible, guys?
No.
Simple
No, sir.
example. Without Gmail account, you are trying to log into the Gmail. Is it possible?
No.
Awesome.
Right? You have to create Gmail account. Then only by using those credentials, you are able to log into the Gmail. In the same way, while installing the SQL Server, if you click add current user, it will create an entry in the SQL Server. Okay? It will create an entry in the SQL Server. Then only the particular person who is installing the SQL Server, then only he is able to connect to the SQL Server. In this logins list, it will create an entry, guys. Okay? So I just logged into the Windows machine using Madhavi name, right? Madhavi name, Madhavi.919. While installing SQL Server, Madhavi will get add current user option. Once Madhavi clicked on add current user, it will create this login, guys. If this login is not there in the SQL Server, Madhavi cannot connect. If I delete this login now, Madhavi cannot connect to the SQL Server. So don't think if I can enter into the Windows machine, I can connect to the SQL Server. No, it's completely wrong. An entry should be there in the SQL Server. Then only you are able to connect to the SQL Server. Otherwise, you cannot connect to the SQL Server, guys. That entry usually we are giving during installation. At least one person is there. If one person is entered inside the home, then he can open the door and he can welcome other people, right? Agree? If no one is there inside the home is locked. If no one is there inside the home to open the door, how can you welcome other people? That's why while installing, at least we'll add one person. That person will create logins for other persons, other people. Is it clear, guys? Don't think anyone who can log into the Windows machine can connect to my SQL Server. Otherwise, where is the security? Windows people can connect to my Windows machine. They can log into my SQL Server, right? Network people can connect to my Windows machine. They can log into my SQL Server, right? Storage people will connect to my Windows machine. They can log into the SQL Server, right? How we are going to block them? By creating a separate entries in the SQL Server. We don't create entries for Windows team. We don't create entries for network team. We don't create entries for storage team. That's why we are blocking them. So don't think all people, those who can enter into my Windows machine can connect to my SQL Server. No, that's completely wrong. Clear, guys? Is it clear? Still having any issues in the Windows authentication?
Okay, sir. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
Windows
sir.
authentication means
Yes.
logging into the Windows machine using Windows credentials is called Windows authentication. So if you choose Windows authentication, if you check it, okay, let me close this again, Management Studio. Again, let me open Management SSMS. Okay, so now you enter into the machine. Now tell me, guys, what is this authentication? You just logged into the Windows machine directly. What is this authentication? Windows authentication or SQL authentication?
Windows
Windows
authentication.
You just logged into the Windows machine remotely. Now you can see here Windows authentication, and we have one more forget about these three options. This is for Azure. Okay, forget about these three. Right. Next option is SQL Server authentication. If you choose SQL Server authentication, it will ask username and password. If you choose Windows authentication, it don't ask username and password. But don't think it will connect by default. No, actually, if you see here, what is the username, guys? Madhavi.919.
Madhavi.919.
This user is there or not in the SQL Server?
Yes, is already there.
Yes, yes, sir.
It's already
It's
there, right?
already there.
That's why Madhavi is able to log into the SQL Server. Don't think if it is not asking username means everyone can connect. Nothing like that. No one can connect. Only this grayed out person can connect.
Sir,
Why I cannot edit it? Why I cannot edit, guys? Why? Because I logged into this Windows machine using Madhavi name. That's why it automatically reads Madhavi name under username section. If Ankam wants to log into this Windows machine, what Ankam has to do? Ankam has to log in with his name. Ankam will get computer name / Ankam. Agree, Ankam? Can you see that one? Anyone observed while connecting to the SQL server using Windows authentication?
yes, sir.
You will get your name, guys. Just check it now itself. You can check it. You can see your name or which name you logged into the Windows machine. You can see that name. Don't think it is not asking username password means everyone connect. No, wrong assumption, completely wrong assumption. That is security breach. In that case, everyone can connect, everyone can delete my databases and all. No, that is not, it is going to work. That is, there is a different concept. Windows authentication means using Windows username and password. As we have already successfully logged into this Windows machine using a proper username and password for Madhavi. That's why it is next time it is not asking the password for Madhavi. We already gave Madhavi username and password while connecting to this machine remotely. While connecting to this machine remotely, see here Madhavi.919. We already gave the password for Madhavi. Here we gave the password for Madhavi. Then only I am able to connect to the Windows machine. As we gave the password in the Windows level directly, that's why it is not asking the password. Don't think it is connecting without password. We are already successfully logged into the Windows machine, guys. It's like, see, in the if you are going to any apartment or if you are going to any shopping mall, okay, there at the starting of the shopping mall, at the entrance gate there is a security, right? They will scan you. Agree? Again, once you enter inside that particular security shopping mall, again people won't scan for every shop and all, right? At the entrance gate itself, security people are going to scan you. They are going to search, and if everything looks good, then only they will allow inside the shopping mall. If you go to any shop, again that security guard won't scan you. Why? Because you are already successfully scanned at the entrance gate. You are a valid user now. Okay, then you can enter into the any shop. That's why it won't ask the password. In the Windows level, it was already scanned Madhavi gave the correct password, so Windows machine allowed Madhavi to log into this Windows machine. Once you logged into the Windows machine, basic criteria is Madhavi should have login in the SQL server. If Madhavi have login in the SQL server, it won't ask password for Madhavi. Why? Because Madhavi is already successfully verified in the Windows level. SQL Server will depends on Windows level authentication, as it is more secure than SQL authentication. So that's why SQL, okay, chalo, you are coming through Windows gate, right? Chalo, I don't ask your password and all. You can log into the SQL Server. But a login should be there in the SQL Server. Then only SQL Server will allow you into the SQL Server, guys. Is it clear why it is not asking password for Windows authentication? What is the meaning of Windows authentication? Everyone,
Yes, sir.
any questions, any doubts? Okay, and
Sir, there are the one question.
please.
In window authentication mode, user window logins username and password. So in SQL Server window authentication mode, verify by the OS username
Yes,
password
OS,
or
correct.
something else.
OS username password. Nothing something. If something is there, it has to prompt here, right?
Okay.
Correct. If something is there, again it has to prompt here. Hey, give me your token. Where is the token?
Okay.
Then Madhavi already told, hey, my token given to the Windows machine itself. Go and check there.
Okay.
Okay, so the same token will be used to log into the SQL Server. No different credentials. That's why it is not asking or
Okay.
not prompting for any password and all.
Okay. Sir, in organization, real time are using to the window authentication
Windows
mode?
authentication. DBS will always use Windows authentication only.
Okay.
Okay, right?
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
So is it clear, guys? Everyone, Windows authentication, how it will work? That's why it is not asking the password and all. Is it clear, everyone? Any doubts? Please let me know. No issues for me.
Sir, for other users, we are going to create a SQL login, sir.
Yes, correct. For developers, for users, any other people, okay, we'll create SQL logins for them. We can create
Okay.
Windows logins also if they have proper authorization. Okay. And let me tell you two terminologies, guys. What is an authorization? What is an authentication?
Sir, authentication is a process whether check
Very
username
good.
password correct or not.
Right.
And
Yes.
after the authentication, if give the access for this database and this database, that is called authorization.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So authorization means, guys, having access on some resources is called authorization. Authorization. Okay. Means if you go to any company, there you can see, okay, in the company you can see on some doors, some private doors will be there, authorized entry only. In the shopping malls also you can see authorized entry only. Means not everyone can enter inside that particular room. Agree? That server room, it might be a server room, it might be a power room, anything. Not everyone can enter into the, okay, that particular room. You cannot see in the washrooms, you cannot see authorized entry only. Washrooms everyone can utilize. Okay. So in the power rooms, in the particular main important rooms and all, where public is not going to be allowed, okay, there on the top of the door you can see authorized entry only. Means only those who are authorized to enter inside that room, those people only has to enter inside that room. Those people only has to access that room. That is called authorization. Having access on some resources. That resource might be a server, that resource might be a database, that resource might be a table, anything. You should be authorized, then only you are able to access that particular resource. Having access on some resources is called authorization. Chalo, you have authorization, you are a Windows team, you are a Windows team guy, you have an authorization, you are authorized to use server room. If you are
Less
authorized
than 1 minute,
person,
sir.
okay. Let me reconnect, guys. Please connect using same link.